The multifaceted infant contemporary science is revising our conception of the infant. Our species has always begun life as an infant. Every one of us has traversed this foundational period, yet infant consciousness remains a subject of considerable mystery and debate. Modern developmental science tells us that infants possess sophisticated cognitive skills, that they learn and think in surprisingly complex ways. Even within the first year of life, we see evidence of remarkable inherent potential. 20th century discoveries in brain development have deepened our appreciation for the intricate biological processes that underpin these early capabilities. And at the turn of the 21st century, developments in neuroimaging technology have allowed us to peer into the infant brain, visualizing the neural activity underlying cognition, emotion, and social interaction. Yet despite these advances, much about early infancy remains unknown. What do infants dream? Do they cry because they're in pain or because they're overwhelmed with emotions? How do they experience their changing world? And what might their experiences reveal about the nature of consciousness itself? For many centuries, the predominant view of the infant was shaped by the work of Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke, who believed that the mind at birth is a blank slate or tabula rasa waiting to be written upon by experiences. For a while now, largely discredited, this view persists in popular imagination, leading many to underestimate the infant's innate capabilities. However, a wealth of research demonstrates that infants are far from passive recipients of sensory input. They actively explore their environment from the earliest days of life, using rudimentary but effective strategies to gather information about the world around them. For example, infants as young as 2 days old can habituate to a particular stimulus, demonstrating a remarkable ability to process and store information about their environment. This finding aligns with observations from traditional Chinese medicine, which emphasizes the importance of the infant's early experiences in shaping their overall development and health. In traditional Chinese thought, the first year of life is particularly crucial, with the first month seen as a critical period for establishing a strong foundation for health and well-being. Similarly, the concept of the 1,000-day window in the first 3 years of life is highlighted in the Huangdi Neijing. One of the foundational texts of traditional Chinese medicine underscores the profound impact of early experiences on an individual's lifelong health trajectory. Both the scientific and traditional wisdom converge on the idea that the infant is not merely a passive recipient of environmental stimuli, but an active explorer and learner from birth. Furthermore, the infant's capacity for learning extends to language acquisition as well. Contrary to the notion that language learning requires extensive exposure and practice, infants demonstrate an innate ability to acquire language rapidly and effortlessly, seemingly guided by an internalized set of rules and principles. This phenomenon aligns with insights from both Western psychology and traditional Chinese philosophy. The concept of the critical period in language learning proposed by Western theorists, like Eric Lenberg, posits that there is a limited window of opportunity during which language acquisition occurs most readily. This aligns with the traditional Chinese view of linguistic development. As articulated in the famous dictum, the child learns language as the birds learn to fly, suggesting that language acquisition is an inherent, biologically driven process. By observing and listening to the language used around them, infants are able to decipher the rules of grammar and pronunciation remarkably fast, suggesting an innate predisposition for language acquisition. This finding aligns with the concept of the critical period in language learning proposed by Western theorists such as Eric Lenberg, which posits that there is a limited window of opportunity during which language acquisition occurs most readily. This aligns with the traditional Chinese view of linguistic development as articulated in the famous dictum, "The child learns language as the birds learn to fly," suggesting that language acquisition is an inherent, biologically driven process. However, the infant's capacity for learning and exploration goes beyond the realm of language. As infants grow and develop, they engage with their environment in increasingly sophisticated ways, grasping and manipulating objects, responding to social cues, and exploring the properties of their surroundings. Their brains undergo remarkable changes as they form new neural connections, allowing them to learn and adapt to their environment with ease. Infants come equipped with an array of innate reflexes that facilitate learning and exploration. These reflexes, such as the grasping reflex, rooting reflex, and sucking reflex, serve as the foundation for more complex motor skills, enabling infants to interact with their environment in increasingly sophisticated ways. For instance, the grasping reflex allows infants to grasp objects placed in their hand, providing a foundation for the development of more intricate hand-eye coordination and object manipulation skills. The rooting reflex enables infants to turn their head towards a stimulus such as the smell of milk, facilitating the learning of feeding behaviors. The sucking reflex helps infants to obtain nourishment and also lays the groundwork for the more complex sucking and swallowing motions required for speech articulation. These reflexes, far from being simple automatic responses, are integral to the learning process, providing the building blocks for more advanced motor, cognitive, and social skills. Moreover, infants display a remarkable ability to perceive and process sensory information, including visual, auditory, and tactile stimuli. They are capable of recognizing familiar faces, sounds, and textures, demonstrating a sophisticated ability to categorize and organize their experiences. For example, infants as young as 2 months old can discriminate between different facial expressions, such as happiness, sadness, and anger, suggesting a remarkable capacity for emotional understanding from the earliest stages of life. 10. This ability to perceive and categorize sensory information is crucial for learning, as it allows infants to make sense of their environment and predict what will happen next, recognizing familiar patterns and objects. Infants are able to build a foundation for more complex cognitive skills, such as language acquisition and problem solving. Furthermore, infants are not merely passive observers of their environment. From the time they are born, they begin to explore their surroundings through their senses, reaching out to touch objects, listening to sounds, and tasting different flavors. This active engagement with the environment is a testament to their inherent curiosity and desire to understand the world around them. It is through this active exploration that infants learn and develop, refining their sensory abilities and building a foundation for more complex cognitive skills. In addition to their cognitive and sensory abilities, infants also display remarkable social and emotional capabilities. They are capable of recognizing familiar people, responding to social cues, and expressing a range of emotions. From the earliest stages of life, infants engage in social interactions, such as smiling at faces, making eye contact, and responding to different social contexts. This highlights their innate social nature and their capacity for forming relationships from birth. The development of social and emotional skills is a testament to the complexity of the infant mind, demonstrating that infants are not merely passive recipients of sensory input, but active participants in their own development. However, despite these remarkable abilities, traditional views of infancy often overlook the potential dangers of this critical period. Proponents of practices like infant baptism or the Confucian practice of early childhood education argue that this stage of life is particularly vulnerable, susceptible to external influences that can shape the infant's development in profound ways. Indeed, the vulnerability of the infant is evident in the negative outcomes that can arise when their needs are not met, such as the detrimental effects of neglect or deprivation on cognitive and social development. This highlights the importance of understanding the unique challenges and needs of infants in order to ensure their healthy development. It is against this backdrop that the role of consciousness in infancy becomes particularly intriguing. While we may not yet have a comprehensive understanding of consciousness, what becomes apparent is that it is deeply intertwined with the infant's experience of the world. By exploring the nature of infant consciousness, we gain valuable insights into the origins of our own conscious experience and the factors that shape our perception of reality. One compelling perspective on the nature of infant consciousness is offered by the philosopher David Chalmers' concept of phenomenal consciousness. Chalmers argues that consciousness involves a subjective qualitative aspect that cannot be explained by physical processes alone. This perspective suggests that infant consciousness is not merely a product of brain activity, but also involves a fundamental aspect that we can only directly experience ourselves. Exploring the nature of infant consciousness raises profound questions about the relationship between the mind and the body, the nature of self-awareness, and the origins of our conscious experience. It challenges us to reconsider our understanding of infancy as a simple, passive state and recognizes the richness and complexity of the infant's inner world. As we continue to investigate the nature of infant consciousness, we not only deepen our understanding of early development, but also gain a deeper appreciation for the mystery and wonder of human experience. Recent research in parapsychology adds another layer to our understanding of the infant. Studies in this field suggest that infants may possess abilities that go beyond what is typically associated with human development. For example, some studies have suggested that infants may be able to perceive and interact with entities or information beyond the range of our ordinary senses. This intriguing area of research highlights the need for a more open-minded and interdisciplinary approach to understanding the nature of infancy and the full range of human potential. By embracing a broader perspective that incorporates insights from various fields, we can gain a richer, more comprehensive understanding of this critical period of development. In conclusion, the infant is far from the passive, simple organism traditionally envisioned. Contemporary research reveals a rich, dynamic inner world capable of experiencing, learning, and exploring in remarkably sophisticated ways. Whether through the lens of modern developmental science, traditional Chinese wisdom, or the often controversial field of parapsychology, the infant's innate potential and the mysteries of their consciousness beckon our attention. As we continue to unravel the complexities of early life, we not only deepen our understanding of human development, but also gain a profound appreciation for the miracle of existence itself. By embracing a more holistic and interdisciplinary approach to studying the infant, we can unlock a deeper understanding of this foundational period of life and its profound implications for our shared human journey. Let this report serve as a testament to the boundless potential that lies within each of us from the very beginning, and a call to action for continued exploration and discovery. The end of the report.